turn to our religious leaders. You have offered some prayers. Imam C, you have the floor, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين وإن تستفتحوا فقد جاءكم الفتح نصر من الله وفتح قريب وبشر المؤمنين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر وسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Shukran, Imam C. Bishop, you have the floor, please.
Good Chairman. Lord God of mercy and of grace and of compassion, of love, of forgiveness, and of reconciliation, we call upon you this morning as we continue our sittings here, Lord. We bring the whole nation of the Gambia before you, that you will be with us throughout this period. Guide and direct our actions, our thoughts, our feelings. And as we try to bring ourselves together as one people, help us to be able to heal the hearts, to be able to bring about reparations, and to be able to bring about reconciliation, so that this nation, the Gambia, will continue to be the smiling coast as it is known. For this we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Bishop, for that prayer. Council, shall we start the proceedings? You may bring in the witness if you're ready.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Osak, could you kindly bring in the witness? Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Mendy. Welcome back to the TRRC. Are you able to proceed with today's proceedings?
Good morning, yes.
May I remind you that you're still under oath, and again, I give the warning that I gave yesterday, that lying under oath is a crime under the laws of the Gambia. Lying before the commission, the Truth Commission, is also a crime under the laws of the Gambia. Do you understand what I have just said?
I do.
Thank you very much. Before I start asking my questions, I just wish to remind you of the topics we dealt with yesterday. We dealt with of course, your biographical information, the July 22nd, 1994 coup d'etat. We dealt with the violations of rights of civilians that were carried out by members of the convoy of Vice Chairman Sana Sabali. That includes yourself, Njai Ponkal, B.A. Njai, Zakaria Dabo, and all these others. We also dealt with the torture of security detainees at Mile 2. You denied having been involved in that. We also dealt with the torture and inhuman treatment of OJ Jallo, and other political prisoners at Mile 2. These are the topics we dealt with yesterday. For today, I would wish us to talk about the November 11 attempted coup and all the issues that surround that. And then the arrest of Sana Sabali and Sadibu Haidara, your own arrest, and that of the other orderlies who you worked with. Are you able to talk about those subjects this morning?
Yes.
Good. So now let's start with the November 11 incident. Can you tell us where were you on 10th November 1994?
I was on duty at State House with the Vice President.
The Vice Chairman, would that be correct?
Vice Chairman.
Could you kindly tell us whether you had reason to leave State House and go somewhere else with the Vice Chair?
Can you repeat what you said, please?
Did you on that day leave State House to go anywhere with members of the council?
Yes.
Can you tell us where you went?
When we reached at the State House in the morning until around after 10, 11, I went to the market to buy some CDs. Upon my arrival, there was no telephone calls to call me that they are going to move. Upon my arrival, I learned that they went to Yundum Barracks. Both the council members except the president.
Excuse me. When you say the council members, can you tell us who you are referring to specifically on this particular occasion?
I'm referring to Sana Sabali, Edward Singate, Sadibu Haidara, and Yankuba Toure.
Yes, and so you were told that the council members have left State House. Where did they go?
To Yundum Barracks.
And what did you do upon receiving that information?
Yeah, I arranged for a vehicle to follow them. And I followed them. I met them at the anteroom.
Of where?
Of Yundum Barracks.
What time did you arrive there?
Specifically, I don't know exact what time.
Was it in the morning, the afternoon, or evening?
No, it was in the afternoon, precisely.
And was it after lunch or before lunch?
Around lunchtime.
Would 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock be the time?
Yeah, 1, 2, maybe.
So can you tell us what happened when you arrived there?
When I arrived there, I met them on a meeting.
With who?
The council member and the other military personnel, military officers.
Do you remember them?
I later know some of them.
Do you kindly tell us their names, please?
Yes, Lieutenant Barrow.
Go ahead.
Jibril Sey, LF Jame. These are the officers that I remember most, and with the council members.
Do you recall what the meeting was about?
No, because I was not privy to be inside.
Why were you not inside?
No, because all of us were standing outside.
The question is, why were you not inside?
Because I'm not among the council members as a senior officer.
At this stage, your rank was private, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it would not be normal for a private to interfere in the meeting of senior members, correct? Senior officers.
Unless and until when you are called or the person that you are guarding, you didn't understand or what the moves are, you just forcibly get inside.
No, but the question is, it would not be normal for a private soldier to go into a meeting of senior officers uninvited, correct?
Uninvited, you are right.
So on that day, there was this meeting between council members and senior and some officers of the Gambia National Army.
Yes.
You were standing outside whilst the meeting was going on. That is your testimony, correct?
Yes.
Could you pick it up from there and what happened afterwards? For how long did this meeting last?
It lasted, I think, almost about 1 hour, 30 minutes or 2 hours. I cannot exactly know how many hours or how many minutes, but it's a little bit long.
You said when you came, they were in the anteroom. Where did the meeting take place?
That's the officers' mess. That is the anteroom.
That is where the meeting also took place?
Yes.
Okay. So you said it lasted over 1 hour, correct?
Yes.
So can you tell us what happened during that meeting, as far as you know?
What happened during the meeting? There was too much of yelling and shouting during the meeting.
You mean there was a lot of yelling and shouting?
Yes, exactly. Yelling
okay.
and shouting.
Okay. Do you know who was yelling at who, or who was shouting at who?
You could hear Sana's voice, Singate's voice, and all of them you could hear their voice. It seems like the meeting was not even orderly organized.
And did you hear anything about what they were saying?
You could hear one or two things like what you are onto. We know what you are onto, and you have to stop it. Others you will hear, they say, we didn't organize anything, we are not onto anything. You could hear that.
And what happened afterwards?
After that, they've come out, and then we went to Banjul. Everybody's dispersed, and then we went to Banjul.
Was there any point in which soldiers were addressed by members of the council?
It could be, maybe, if they are addressed, maybe that was the time that I was still in Banjul, but it was not in my presence.
Was there any point in your presence when one of the council members had to fire his weapon in the air?
No, I cannot remember.
As far as you know, did anybody who was not part of the meeting venture to go inside the anteroom to talk to the council members?
No, I cannot remember.
Okay. Do you recall what time you left the barracks to go home?
I don't know. I cannot remember exact what time, but it's around around, I think around after 3, 4 or so. But I cannot remember exact what time.
As far as you know, what was the whole purpose of this meeting that you attended at Union Barracks? Well, this meeting that the council members held at the Union Barracks, what was the purpose?
As far as I am concerned, by looking at the situations at that time, it is to try to convince Barrow and the group not to forge ahead with their plan. As far as I am concerned, I don't know.
Do you know what their plan was?
According to what I was told, that they want to do attempted coup d'etat against the junta.
Where did you get that information from?
We are briefed by Sana Sabali.
At what stage did he brief you? After the meeting, after their meeting. Did you receive any other information to suggest that there was a plan to overthrow the then government?
Before the meeting?
Or after the meeting? Or
No.
even soon after the meeting?
No, it's soon after the meeting.
What other information did you receive?
This is what the information that I told you, that they are preparing to launch an attack.
Do you know, from that briefing, did you know who were the officers or the military officers who were going to participate in this attempted coup?
Actually, I was told by Sana, their leader, but the others I didn't know. But after when he told me that it is Lieutenant Barrow, I calculated why other officers were called in onto the meeting. I said, I don't know whether they are among or not, but I didn't know how many of them are included at that time.
Are you aware, or were you aware of a list including names of those who were to participate?
Those who were to participate on what?
In the attempt to overthrow the government?
No, I am not aware of that list.
Did you hear about there being a list at all?
The list that I am aware of, and I was told of by my boss, who is Sana Savali, that names have been listed if the coup d'etat happens to succeed. Is the list that I am aware of, and I don't know who and who is on that list, but I haven't seen that list. I was just told.
Were you told what was to happen to those whose names were on the list if the coup d'etat had succeeded?
I was told that those lists, they could be silenced.
And what did you understand that to mean? They could be silenced?
It could stand a lot of things, but what I understood is maybe to be killed.
What did you do after this meeting ended? You said you all left. Where did you go?
Back to the State House.
Who else went back to the State House?
All the council members and their guards.
And what happened when they arrived at State House? Do you recall?
When we arrived at State House, all the council members went up to the president to brief him the outcome of the meeting, in which we are not privy of. We are downstairs.
All right, and what happened after that?
After that, we've all, they've all come down and we went home. This person went home.
As far as you are aware, was there a similar meeting at Fajara?
No, I am not aware of that.
That day, for how long were you in the market shopping for CDs?
Not so long. It's just a snap move out and then I come back.
Question is, for how long were you at the market shopping for CDs?
It could be maybe about 1 hour or so, but I cannot ascertain exact what time.
What do you say to the suggestion that a similar meeting was held at Fajara Barracks on that same day?
Do the similar... No, I cannot say anything because I am not aware of meeting being held there.
So, on the 10th, after the trip to Yundum Barracks, you returned to State House. Council members went to brief the chairman, Yaya Jame. Thereafter, you left for home. Do you recall what time you went home?
No, I think it's around after 5 to 6. I cannot recall what time.
Were you given any instructions before you left?
No.
Okay, so you went home, and then what happened thereafter?
We went home. Had our lunch. I think, yeah, we had our lunch. We sat up to around after 7, 8.
When you say we went home, which place are you referring to as home at that time?
The residence of the then vice chairperson.
So you pretty much lived with him, is that so?
Yes.
Good. So because you lived with him, you guys would accompany him wherever he went, correct?
Yes, if you are on duty.
But for the close protection, the bodyguards, it was only 3 of you, isn't it?
Yes.
So at minimum, 2 would accompany him everywhere he went, as a minimum?
No, sometimes he will just pick one and then go with him. Only one and go with him.
But on important occasions, he would go with at least a minimum 2?
Yes.
And for operations, he would go with all 3 of you?
All the guards.
At least all 3 of you, the
yes.
security guards, would go?
Yes, yes.
Thank you for that. So you went home, you had lunch, and then what happened after that?
We had lunch, we were relaxing. For me, I thought everything is over. We were relaxing, you know, he called us, Sana, he called us. And then he said, let everybody react. That means let everybody fall in. We call each other, and then he said, can you get your various rooms and dressed in full combat, because the meeting we had in Yundum Barracks, these people prepared for an attack.
At what time did this happen?
That was around after 7, 8.
In the evening?
Yes.
And what did you do as a result?
We prepared ourselves.
But tell us how you were dressed.
We are dressed in a military combat, or in a military combat.
What does that constitute?
It consists of everything that you are going to use, even in terms of war.
I don't know that. Can you tell us?
You must dress with your uniform, everything, as a soldier, and then you have your weapon.
You see, Mr. Witness, it is this everything that we want to know. We are not soldiers, so we cannot assume or imagine what that is. So we want you to tell us what that everything constitutes.
A military officer puts on his trouser, that is uniform, the shirt, and his boots, both his belts, his beret, to make you as a complete uniform man.
That is the uniform.
That's to make you as a complete uniform man.
My interest is the other paraphernalia, like the netting and so forth. But the evidence should come from you, Mr. Witness. Tell us what combat ready constitutes for.
Combat ready include you after getting your uniform, include your chest webbing, weapon.
What is chest webbing?
Chest webbing is where you put on your magazine, your extra magazine.
Okay, and what else?
And your weapon.
And on this particular occasion, did you have a weapon?
I have.
What type of weapon did you have?
It's an AK. This newly type AK with launcher.
AK what?
AK-47.
This AK-47, you say it's the new type?
It's the new type.
So how different is it from the old type or the conventional type?
The old type doesn't have an attached launcher onto it.
By an attached launcher, you mean a rocket launcher?
Yes.
All right. And what else did it have?
That's what it has.
So this is the type of weapon you possessed at the time?
Yes.
And how many magazines?
No, it contains one magazine, except when you have your extra magazine with you.
Yes. Did you take any extra magazines?
I have extra magazine.
How many extra magazines?
3.
3. And how many rockets?
About 3.
And how about your colleagues?
They dressed and prepared as they are going for a war.
Similarly like you?
Yes, but not all of us have the same weapon.
Could you describe the weapons your colleagues have?
Some of them have the same weapon that I have. Some of them have AK-47.
Simple AK-47?
Yeah, and simple AK-47.
With bayonet or without bayonet?
Some have bayonets, some didn't have bayonets.
And how about Sana?
Sana has his own weapon too.
What type of weapon?
It's an AK, I think. AK.
Did he have any other weapon?
No, he has one weapon.
As an officer, wouldn't he carry a pistol?
He must have a pistol, maybe.
Yeah. So the pistol too is a weapon, isn't it? So he had a minimum of 2 weapons.
Even me, I have a pistol.
Okay. Well, we're interested in knowing all the weapons you have.
I have a pistol.
All right. So how many of you left Sana's house together?
It's all the guards of Sana.
Give us their names, please.
You have me, John,
go ahead.
You have Babukar Njai. You have Baba A. Njai. You have Zakaria Dabo. And you have their driver, Dembo Jiba. Lamin Drame. And Alkali Jalo.
Any more names?
How many names do I name there?
7.
I think these are names that I can recall.
How about Albert?
Yeah, late Albert, yeah, you are right.
What's his last name?
Gomez.
So that would be 8 of you.
Late Albert Gomez.
Okay, let's try to identify the various roles of these individuals. Yourself, JCB, Babukar Njai, and B.A. Njai were the bodyguards, correct?
And Zakaria.
And Zakaria, 4 of you bodyguards.
Yes.
And Dembo Jiba was driver.
Yes.
How about Lamin Drame?
Driver.
Lejalo?
Driver.
Albert Gomez?
He's a bodyguard.
Bodyguard. Okay. So 5 bodyguards. No.
Yes, sir.
3 bodyguards and 2 orderlies.
Yes.
Who amongst these 5 were the orderlies?
I am an oddly. Babukar Njai is an oddly.
And then the bodyguards were Zakaria, Albert, and B.A. Njai. Right? Good. So that constituted the group that left Sana's house,
yes, sir.
or Sana's residence, to go where?
To go to Banjul.
Do you recall what time you arrived in Banjul?
No, but it's at around 9 upwards. But I cannot recall exact what time.
In the evening, correct?
Yeah.
So tell us what happened when you arrived in Banjul.
When we arrived at Banjul, before we depart Sana's residence, Edward, Yankuba, Haidara came there, and we all...
Did they come alone?
They came with their guards.
And the guards they came with. Let's start to identify them. Let's identify Edward's crew. Right. Can you tell us who was with Edward?
I may not recall all their guards, but the ones that I can recall, I give you their names.
Please go ahead.
Edward came with his driver, number 1, who is Bach Samba.
What was his last name?
Jalo.
Rank?
Yeah. I cannot recall whether a private or a lance corporal. I cannot recall.
Who else? But at least he was a driver.
He was the driver.
Who else?
And Suso.
What's his full name?
Al-Fuseni.
What was his rank?
He's a private.
What was his job?
Whether he's an orderly or bodyguard, that one I cannot remember. But
at least he wasn't a driver.
He was not a driver.
Okay, thank
either
you.
An orderly or a bodyguard.
Okay, who else?
These are the ones that I remember. But you have some of them that I don't remember.
How many people were in Edward's entourage?
No, I cannot tell how many people.
Sana had 8.
Yes.
Did Edward have more or less?
No, Edward had less. There is one boy that is Sekou Jasi. I don't know where he was, whether with Edward Singate or Hydra. This is why I forgot to distinguish. But he is part and parcel of the guards. I think he's with Singate.
Do you know a person called Sisao?
Yes, I know Sisao.
What was his last name?
Fati.
Was he one of them?
Yes, but I cannot recall whether he is with Yankuba or Singate.
But he was one of them?
Yes.
So Sisao and Sehu, you don't know under whose charge they were?
Yes. I cannot recall under whose charge they were.
How about Yankuba?
Yankuba. Yankuba, I think this Churo, is it Mustafa, was there?
Mustafa, what was his last name?
Ture.
What's his last name?
Ture.
And who else?
And yeah, that is the guy that I can recall. I forgot most of these people's name.
Does the last name Mendy ring a bell?
Yes. He was with Yankuba.
Who are we talking about?
Yankuba Ture.
This Mendy guy, what's his first name?
He is Ensa.
Ensa
Mendy.
Mendy. He was there.
He was with Yankuba.
How many more? Did he have any more?
He could have any more, but I cannot recall them.
Okay, but on this day, you saw at least these two people, Churo and Ensa Mendy.
For Ensa, I cannot remember that day, but he is an oddly too. He is a member. He worked with Yankuba Ture, but for Churo, I recall that he was there.
This was November 10th at night.
At night, yes.
You cannot recall whether Ensa Mendy was there.
Yes,
but for Churo, you are certain he was there.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Do you recall how many people Yankuba came with?
No.
How were they dressed?
Everybody was dressed in full combat, as I dressed.
What kind of weapons did they hold, if any?
Now I cannot recall, but at that time, almost all soldiers are having AK-47.
How about the council members?
And AK-57, I think.
Oh, there is AK-57 as well?
Folded butt.
Okay.
The reason why they say AK-57, it was invented in 1957. And AK-47 was invented in 1947. That's why it is called AK-47.
And thank you very much. And what would the AK stand for?
Andrus Klasnikov.
You say again?
Andrus Klasnikov.
Thank you very much. Good. So you had Andrus Klasnikov 47, 1947, of course. Others had that of 57 edition. How about Singate and Sana? And excuse me, Singate and Ture, Yankuba Ture.
All of them has their weapon.
And what were these weapons?
No, I cannot specifically say these are the type of weapon they have, but I know they have I saw them with weapon.
Rifle or pistol? Or both?
Both.
Both?
Rifle and pistol.
Yankuba Ture had rifle and pistol, Edward had rifle and pistol.
Yes. All these council members, they all move with pistols at any given time.
And how about Haidara?
All of them.
No, I want to know the people he was with.
Haidara, I think, Momodo Lama Jalo, Lamarana Jallo or
Lamarana Jallo, yes. Mamadou Lamarana Jallo.
Yes.
And who else?
That one I can recall of, but most of the reason why I forgot most of their names, some of them are from Zandams.
Okay. So, but do you recall how many people he was with?
No.
Okay. And so you said the council members converged at Sana's house.
Yes.
And those who came included Edward and his entourage, Edward Singate and his entourage, Yankuba Ture and his entourage, Sadibu Haidar and his entourage. Did anybody else who is not a council member and not a member of their entourage come to that place?
No.
And what happened after they arrived?
After they arrived, they entered inside Sana's resident room, sitting room. We were outside. They came out and they said, "Let us go." We all jumped into different various vehicles.
How many vehicles were in this convoy?
There were many. There were many.
8?
I know of Sana's vehicles 3. It's always 3.
Edward?
Edward's vehicle, I think, is always 1. It's always 1. But that specific date, I don't know whether they come with more than 1. I didn't put my mind on those things. Both Yankuba and Haidara, I think each of them came with 1 vehicle.
Wouldn't it be normal for them to have a vehicle in front and their vehicle behind?
No, they don't do that.
Okay.
It is only Sana who has that.
So we had a minimum of 6 vehicles, correct?
Yeah, it could be 6 vehicles, yeah.
And you went to Banjul. Where did you go in Banjul?
We go straight to State House, where all of them disembark from their vehicle, enter to meet the president, the then chairman. What they discuss, I didn't know.
For how long did they have a meeting with him?
Yeah, about 30 minutes or so, or more. But they had tete-a-tete there, and we don't know what they are saying. And then they come down.
What happened when they came down?
When they came down, Sana said, "Are you ready for it, soldiers? Ahua." So at that time, everybody will have to say Ahua whether you like it or not, to show your loyalty to them.
Why is that?
Yes, if you don't do that, which means that maybe you will be termed as you are an enemy to them.
So, from what you have said,
Yes.
show of loyalty means complying with whatever they said, correct?
Of course, it's correct.
And that is why you had to say Ahua in order to show him that you are demonstrating loyalty and acceptance of what he was saying.
And
correct?
readiness, yeah.
And were you briefed about the mission? Were you briefed about the mission? What you were going to do?
Yes.
Can you tell us what you were told?
When we fall in, we were told that we are going to go and then foil an attempted coup. the meeting that we had in the afternoon, these people are prepared and they're going to kickstart the operations at any time.
At this point, was it possible for any one of you to challenge the instructions or the orders you were given?
No way.
Why did you say so?
You dare not to challenge at that juncture.
Would you dare question the orders?
When the president is standing, you dare not.
No, I mean when Sana is standing, would you?
No.
Why not?
You cannot challenge. You cannot challenge him at that time because they were.
Question. Could you question?
You cannot question him at that time.
Can you come and offer a contrary opinion?
At that time, at the group where they are standing, you cannot.
Why?
No, you can't. I know that I cannot do that at that time. I know I cannot do that at that time.
Would it be protocol, in fact, in the military, for junior NCOs to come and question decisions by their superiors?
It is not proper and it is not accepted to question authority openly.
And if that were to be done, what would be the consequence?
If you do that?
Yes.
If you do that, which means that you don't they will charge you disobedience.
So on this particular occasion, nobody questioned the order.
Yes.
You all followed blindly, like proper soldiers, quote unquote.
Yes. When we do.
So how many of you, how many soldiers were present at this moment?
At that moment, we have a lot of soldiers because we met some of them at the State House, and they were there. So there were a lot of soldiers at that time.
And these soldiers, under whose leadership were they?
They are the soldiers that are posted at State House.
The question is, under whose leadership were they?
Under the State Guard commander.
Who was that?
At that time, Lieutenant Mendy was there, that I recall. He is now late.
What's his first name?
SP Samper.
And who else?
I cannot recall the others.
How about officer?
Yeah, you have some, like, because the people that I move with to go to Yundum Barracks, I could recall some. There's Manlafikor, Tumbul Tamba. I recall these people. Almamo Mane was present during the briefing.
Martin? Alaji Martin?
Martin could be present, but I cannot recall him.
Do you know whether he went to Yundum Barracks?
Martin? I cannot recall that he is gone to Yundum Barracks.
And who else? How about a commissioned officer?
And this boy, Jame, he's a popular somebody.
Could you say that again? He's a popular what?
Yeah, someone at the State House then. But he's now late.
Buba? Sorry.
Musa Jame. Yeah, Musa Jame.
And how about Peter Singate?
Peter Singate was there.
So, in your estimate, how many soldiers and officers were present?
It could more than, it's more than 15, 30. It's more than 30.
Up to 40 or not?
Up to that, sir, I could call.
And those soldiers you found there, including these officers you mentioned, what weapons were they carrying?
Similarly like us.
And dressed in a similar fashion?
Yes.
So AK-47 or AK-57 was standard?
Was an order of the day.
Yes.
At that time.
Good. So what instructions were you given? I know you did say you were asked to go and foil the coup, or the attempted coup that was in the making. What orders were you given? How were you to foil that coup?
No, yeah. How to foil that coup? We are told to go and foil the coup d'etat. And we are not going alone. We have to go with those senior officers. Upon arrival, they will tell us what to do. But I know, as a soldier, if you are told that you are going for a war, you prepare for anything.
So you're telling us that you are going for war? Those are your words. You are going for war.
Yes.
So you are going to fight.
We are going for an attack.
But when you received those instructions, did you see Jame at all that evening, that night?
Yes, I saw him.
Can you tell us in which context what happened when you saw him?
When they had meeting with the other council members, and they descended from top to come so that we go, Yaya Jammeh followed them. He said, Sana, Sabali. He said, yes, sir. He went to him. He said, I am going with you guys. So Sana told him that, no, didn't you trust me? As long as if you trust me, I will take care of everything. He said, no, I want to go with you. He said, no, you can stay. He said, Billahi wallahi tallahi, if I go with you guys, a lot of family will weep today. That is his word that I had.
So Yaya Jammeh said, Billahi wallahi tallahi, if I go with you, lots of families would weep tonight.
Yes.
Quote unquote. That's what you said. That's your testimony.
Yes.
And what did you understand him to mean?
To me, I understand that these things could be a bloody thing. That's the way I frame everything. That's the way I understood everything. And I said, what is going to happen? So from there, I started having mixed feeling.
About what?
About the attack. And there is no other way that I can withdraw. There is no other way that I can dodge, because it's not possible for me to do that.
And what would have happened if you had dodged?
And I am caught. You may not see me here talking with you here.
And what would have happened
I don't
if
know
they had seen you shirking away your responsibility, pretending that you are not going to participate? What would have happened?
I don't know what would have happened.
Would you be here today if that was the case?
I don't know if it is possible to be here. I will be here. If I am not, I don't know that.
You have suddenly changed your mind, Mr. Witness.
Huh?
You obviously would have been charged as minimum. At a minimum, you would have been charged for dereliction of duty.
At that time, I maybe, if I am lucky, I will be charged.
And if you are not lucky,
I may be labeled as somebody who is a right person for them, to give them information, or an enemy to the council.
Thank you very much for that answer. So here now, your group you've been briefed, and Yaya Jammeh came with his trademark Bilai Walai Talai, and if I go with you, some families would weep tonight. So on the basis of that, you all got ready, entered your vehicles, and tell us what happened after that.
When we all got up, get into our vehicles, we departed from State House, Banjul.
At around what time?
This is the funniest thing because at that time I cannot tell what time, because everybody was either weeping inside his heart or anyway, at that time I cannot tell what time it is.
You knew the mission was to go and kill, isn't it?
If I knew the mission is either you kill or
be killed.
Be killed.
Could you say it again?
I knew whether the mission, I knew about the mission is to kill or be killed. Either I kill or they kill me.
So you left. You can't recall the time. Where did you go?
It's around after 12 upwards. Maybe it's going to be around after 12 upwards. Yeah.
All right. So then you left.
And we left.
So by around after 12 upwards, that would have now been November 11, correct?
Yes. Yes.
The early hours of Friday.
Yes.
001 onwards.
Yes.
On Friday, November 11th. So where did you go?
We drove to Yundum Barracks via Serakunda with the convoy.
Why Serakunda?
Yeah, at that time that was, I could say, it was the only quickest way. We drove through Serakunda, Talinding, Latrikunda, up to where they call Kankurang School, Yundum, Abuko. We branch off, go through that. That road will lead you up to Banjonding, up to PTS, up to the back gate of Yundum Barracks. That road leads you up to that.
And who was heading the convoy?
Sana was heading the convoy, of course.
So, and how about you? Were you in the convoy?
I was in the convoy.
In which position in the convoy?
I was with the... Let me see. Which vehicle? I was with Sana's vehicle, I think. I was with Sana's vehicle.
It would be hard to forget that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, though it may hard to forget, but I think I am with Sana's vehicle.
And that's the norm, isn't it? You would always be with Sana in his vehicle.
No. Sometimes I am always at the sweeper or at the rear vehicle.
But a lot of times you are with Sana in his vehicle.
Sometimes I am with Sana in his vehicle.
But on this day you were with Sana in his vehicle.
I am with Sana.
Good. So, and that was the head vehicle, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The head of the convoy.
Yeah, he was the head of the convoy.
So then tell us in detail what happened when you arrived in Yundum.
When we passed PTS going towards the army barracks, we met with one soldier, one private soldier called A.K. Toure.
Is he still serving in the army?
He's still serving in the army at Yundum Barracks.
So tell us what happened.
He's now, I think, a Sam Major.
Could you proceed, yeah?
We met with him. We got him, get him. Sana said, get him.
What did Sana say?
Get him.
What do you understand?
Apprehend him.
Okay, and then?
We apprehended him. Everybody disembarked from the vehicle, take their position. He was asked where was he going to. He said, I am going home. He started crying because he was panicked. He cannot even say some of the answers that was asked on him. So Sana said, JCB, get him. Make sure, let him not escape. If he tries to escape, finish him. I said, okay, sir. So they left to Yundum Barracks. They leave me with him. The simple...
Mr. Witness,
huh?
Tell us what Sana told you.
No, Sana told me, make sure, control him. If he's trying to dodge, finish him.
Your words are changing. Can you tell us exactly what Sana told you?
He said, get control of him. If he's trying to dodge, you finish him. It's what I said.
Okay, let me take you to paragraph 17 of your statement. Could you read out paragraph 17, please?
Yes.
And slowly.
The soldier was handed over to me to finish him up.
That is what you were
told. That is what I'm saying here.
No, that's not what you are saying here. You are now saying that the soldier was handed over to you to control him. If he tries to escape, you finish him. That is what you said, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I said.
And that is different from what you have in the statement, isn't
No,
it?
that's what I said. This one is an error, a typical error. And I told Mr. Job yesterday.
Mr. Witness.
Yes.
Just look at it. The correction in the statement was done by you and by hand.
Yes, I did these things by hand, but I told Mr. Job. Mr. Job is here. He can come, and I told him that about this finishing was not the one, and he said it's okay. So he said,
are you suggesting that you told Mr. Job
to change
something in the statement, and
yes.
He refused to change
no,
it?
No, he didn't refuse to. He said it's okay. It's left to you how to explain things. Is what Mr. Job told me. Mr. Job is here.
Mr. Witness, this is very strange. You are given the opportunity to make changes to the statement. You made a change to that part of the statement, and you obviously would have...
My mistake is...
Just hear me out, just hear me out. If there was something else to change in the statement, you would have changed it yourself, like you did on that same sentence. Now you want to put the blame on Mr. Job for not changing something that you were supposed to have changed, and indeed have changed to some extent.
I didn't put a blame on Mr. Job. I'm saying here is, when I discussed with Mr. Job told me, for this, on your explanations, you could explain what you said. It's not a problem. But otherwise, I would have changed. But my mistake is I forgot to scratch it and change. But this is what he told me.
Okay,
Please.
All right, Mr. Witness. Let us go with what you have to say, what you testify about. What were you told?
About the soldier?
Yes.
I said the soldier was handed over to me to control of. If he's trying to dodge or trying to escape, you finish him. Is what I was told. What he told me.
And then what did you do?
What I did was I wait until when they all move to Yundum Barracks. I stayed with him almost about 30 minutes or so. I told the boy, AK, now what you going to do? I'll let you go. But should in case if you are caught, don't tell them I'll leave you. Tell them that you escape from me. And it's what I agreed with him, and I let him go.
And then what happened after that?
From there, I proceeded to the barracks, where I met the situations was almost under control.
What do you mean by that? It was almost
They've
under
already
control.
seized the barracks. And the barracks was under their hands, under their control.
Under whose control?
Under the council's control.
When you arrived at the barracks, did you see the council members?
I see some of them, like Sana. I see Sana. I saw Sana, Singate. I saw them.
Yankuba?
And Yankuba too.
Haidara?
Yes, I saw Haidara.
So you saw all of them?
I saw almost
Not
all
some
of
of
them.
them?
All of them, almost all of them.
Peter Singate?
Peter, I didn't saw Peter at that time.
So tell us what you saw when you arrived there. What was the situation like?
The situations at that time was quite... Any movement, you could hear it because the situation was so quiet, awaiting for an enemy to arrive. That's the way I could frame things.
And what happened after?
And within, Sana told me that go and get the army commander. Do you know where he lives? I said, yes, I know where he lives. Because he lived not far away from me. I said, yes. The driver that I go with, I cannot recall the driver. I think either Dembo Jiba or so. I cannot recall the driver. This is why I didn't mention the name of the driver on my testimony. But I cannot recall. But I think it's Dembo Jiba. I went with Dembo Jiba to Banjulding to collect the army commander. When I reach, I call him, he comes out. I collected the army commander. But before we reach, we had too much of gunshots. Probably it was the time these people come in for them to get on with their attack. But unfortunately, they met the council's member already taking the barracks.
And when you say these people, which people are you referring to?
Baro LF Jame and the others.
Okay. When you picked up the army commander, who are you referring to?
Babu Karjata.
And how was he dressed when you picked him up?
With uniform.
Full combat ready or just uniform?
No. He's not full combat ready.
What kind of uniform was he wearing?
Military uniform.
Ordinary green or camouflage?
I cannot remember. I think he's on camouflage.
Did he have a weapon?
A pistol, I think. A pistol.
Did he carry anything else with him apart from a pistol?
No, he is not carrying like an AK-47 or so.
Anything else? Any other type of equipment apart from a weapon?
Apart from the pistol? No. I cannot recall.
So you went with him to the barracks?
I went with him. By the time we entered to the gate, we were halted, and I announced my self that I'm with the army commander. I was let go. Then we reach. I take him to Sana. And hand him over to Sana.
And what happened after that?
What happened after when I hand him to Sana? They talked. I don't know what they are talking. I don't know. And then from there, I saw a truck. Unknowing to me that they've already arrested Barrow, LF Jame, and many others.
LF Jame, you say?
Yes.
LF Jame, was he arrested?
Yes.
Think
No,
again.
no, sorry. Dot far.
And what happened after you saw this truck and you learned that these people have been arrested?
They were put on the truck.
What was their condition when they were being put
I
in the
didn't
truck?
go and check.
Were they the only two people put in the truck?
These are the names that I could remember.
No,
The
question is, were they the only two
No,
people?
they were not the only. But these are the names that I can remember.
How many more people did you see being put in the truck?
No, I didn't see them putting them on the truck. I said I met them already in the truck. But I later know that Barrow Dotfal is among them.
Did you see anybody who was arrested at all?
At that juncture, no.
Did you go to the guard room?
At that juncture, no.
Did you go to the guard room at any point in time that evening, those early hours of the morning?
Those early hours of the morning, I cannot recall because all our activities was at the gate, at the sentry box at the gate.
Did you see anybody arrested at all?
No.
Or detained at all?
Detained? At that time? No.
Yes.
No, at that time, no.
Did you see any soldier beaten at all?
No, it could be, but I haven't seen.
Mr. Witness, do you realize that you are the only witness who has come here, who has participated in those events, who denies seeing anybody arrested or denies seeing any soldier beaten?
I said I haven't seen soldiers beaten at that night, but I met soldiers being arrested, put on a truck.
And those soldiers, what was their condition?
And this is what I told you. I didn't go and climb and see their condition.
You want to add anything to your answer, or you want to leave it at that?
No, except when we moved to go to Fajara Barracks.
So, when you arrived and you saw this truck, where was the truck coming from?
The truck from the barracks itself.
Okay. I want to know where you were in the barracks and at what point you saw the truck, and where was the truck coming from within the barracks?
No, what I'm saying here is, when I left and I came, I met a truck standing, is what I'm saying. It's not that I was there and I saw the truck coming. But I know the MT is in the barracks there, where vehicles and all those things are parked after closing hours.
So you did not see what was in the truck, but you learned that some soldiers were arrested and they were in the truck.
Yes.
Did you hear any shouting or wailing or crying?
When the vehicle was moving, I heard some yelling and shouting.
Why do you think they were doing that?
Maybe it could be they are crying for their own life because they don't know what their fate will be. Or it could be maybe what you ask me happened, that is the torture or beating. They are crying for it. I don't know.
Okay, so what happened after that?
After that, we left for Fajara barracks.
How about the truck?
Both with us to Fajara barracks.
Are you sure about what you're saying?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, we have 5 minutes to the first break. Do I proceed or do I yield the floor to the commissioners for some questions?
Thank you, Council. You may proceed, please.
Thank you very much. Can you tell us how the convoy was organized? Your departure from Yundum Barracks to Fajara Barracks.
At that juncture, there is nothing like organization or you should lead or you should not lead. When the leader, that is Sana Sabali, moved, everybody followed him.
Did you follow?
I followed him with Babukar Jata's vehicle. I was in Babukar Jata's vehicle at that time because I am now taking the responsibility of guarding the army commander.
And what position did what was his position in the convoy?
He was in the midst of the convoy. But which position, whether first, second, third, I cannot recall. Because it was.
And how many other people were in Babukar Jata's vehicle?
His driver and himself and I.
Okay. So where did you go from there, from Yundum Barracks?
From Yundum Barracks, we go to Fajara Barracks, where upon arrival at Fajara Barracks, everybody scattered, vehicles were parked, everybody scattered to go for an attack. So Babukar was standing there, I was standing behind Babukar Jata. So an attack was made.
Let's take it step by step. They were going for an attack, and Babukar Jata was standing there.
Yes.
Did Babukar participate in the attack at all?
No. Babukar Jata didn't participate on the attack, but he was there. So
Babukar Jata, wasn't he the army commander?
Then
wasn't his responsibility to take charge of the troops?
At that time, he has no say. At that time,
wasn't he?
Despite he is the army commander.
Wasn't he given the responsibility to take charge of the troops?
No, he was not given responsibility, but he was called to come. And at that time, when he called to come, and if he comes, at that time, he will not have powers to say, I'm going to leave to go back home. Wherever they go, he has to follow them.
The question is, was Babukar Jata given the responsibility to organize the troops that were to attack the Fajara barracks?
No.
So he was a peripheral player. He was just there on standby watching. That's your testimony.
What do you mean he was there as on standby?
He was just watching and had no role.
Yes, he was just there watching. he has no role there. He has no say.
And you were there also watching with him?
I was there with him. Wherever he moves, I guard him.
Just to watch?
To guard him, to safeguard him.
Okay. Can you tell us how this force was organized? Your group that came to Fajara barracks from Yundum, how were you organized?
I don't think things were organized. I don't think things were organized. I don't think things were organized.
As far as you know, did Babukar Jatta play any role apart from just being there and watching, moving when others move?
The only role that I may recall that Babukar Jatta may play, but what he was saying I don't know because I was not near to that, was when the council get to around the administration block at Fajara barracks, when they when they grouped together.
No, we would get to that stage.
All right, okay.
Okay, I'm just talking about when you all arrived at Fajara barracks. How were you organized and what role, if any, did Babukar Jatta have to play in that?
I'm saying when we reached at Fajara barracks, there was nothing like a proper organization for an attack. Almost everybody was just doing whatever he feels to do that it is good for him.
Mr. Witness, that is not how armies function.
How you?
That is not how armies function.
That is not how army functions. That is not how army functions. But at that time, there was no control of what one can do at that time, because there was confusion, total confusion at that time. So you don't work on others at that time. This is why I said.
So people did whatever they wanted. That is what you're telling us.
People move any time they have to move, but not somebody is controlling, do this, get up, or group A moves and B down, A moves and like that. You know, it was not like that. It was just like a jumble attack. It was not like that at that time.
Mr. Chairman, it's 11:30. We take our first break, and we would come back and continue with the witness.
Well, at least there is no confusion about our structure. We will take a 30-minute break, and come back at 12 noon. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
From QCell.
4G Mega Data Promo. Now!
With QCell,
The Gambia's leading GSM company.
you can get speed-based unlimited mobile broadband at massively reduced prices. QCell, the first 4G LTE provider, has once again come up with an amazing way for you to access the internet at home, work, or anywhere you may be.
Mega Data Promo. Grab one of the new QCell 4G enabled MiFi routers
And dongle for as low as $1,500
and choose your plan from 1 to 5 Mbps.
QCell's prepaid 4G data plans start at only $1,900. Mega Data Promo.
Available at any QCell customer care center.
For more info, call 111.
QCell.
We innovate.
Orders follow.
Espas Motors, the Gambia's largest auto sales and service center, has great deals on new model Ford Ranger, Great Wall's Wingo 5, Sherry Mogos Tigo 7, and QQ. The all-new 2019 Ford Ranger has been developed and tested to the demanding standards of built Ford Tough. This double cabin pickup is the ultimate construction and fieldwork pickup vehicle. It has 4 cylinders, air conditioning, 6-speed gearbox, 2.2-litre diesel engine, reinforced shock absorbers, and comes in manual or automatic and has a ground clearance of 235 millimeters. Great Wall Motors Wingo 5 double cabin pickup is the result of great achievement and development by Great Wall. The new Wingo 5 has leather seats, reverse sensors, 4 cylinders, CD player, MP3 port, centralized air conditioning, and a 2.8-litre engine. The new Chery Tiggo 7 is the latest addition to the Chery lineup. The all-new compact SUV boasts dynamic style and comfort coupled with best-in-class safety and technical features. The sporty Tiggo 7 comes fully loaded with sunroof, Bluetooth connectivity, 360-degree angle cameras, reverse camera screen, reverse sensors, 6-speed automatic gearbox, and only 4 cylinders petrol engine. The 2019 Chery Motors QQ is one of the biggest selling minicars in the world. It is a 4-cylinder saloon car that is both economic to run and perfect for everyday errands. Stop by the Espas Motors showroom today on the Bertel Harding Highway and test drive any of our new vehicles. Call our sales team on 3333 743 353 2222 or 352 2222 and book an appointment. Espas Motors, driving comfort and safety.
It's happy time. Get 50% off all calls to any network. Enjoy calls every day to any network from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Is it too good to be true? QCell. We innovate, others follow. Physiotherapy helps restore movement and function when someone is affected by an injury, illness, or disability. By using mechanical force and movements, manual therapy, exercise therapy, and electrotherapy, physiotherapy remediates impairments and promotes mobility and function. The Q City Physiotherapy Clinic offers treatment by licensed physiotherapists for orthopedic conditions like back pain, arthritis and fractures, neurological conditions such as strokes and diabetes, as well as pediatric conditions and sports injuries. The Q City Physiotherapy Clinic has various massage therapies, including therapeutic, sports, and cosmetic. Visit the Q City Physiotherapy Clinic today in Bigelow or call us on 337-2489 to see how we can help with your healing process. Q City Physiotherapy Clinic, getting you back to better again.
Remember this.
Griezmann with the corner, kick it up, TT! And it is over!
And this.
Lights, camera, action.
And even this. QCell had you covered then, and we still do now. With Q Football, you can get the latest updates of your favorite teams in international leagues and championships. Simply send your team's name to 411 to get their latest updates. To get instant real-time updates for a whole month, send your team's name to 511. With Q Football, you know what's happening even if you're not watching. QCell, we innovate, others follow.
Would you like to expand your business or start a new business? We have a solution for you. Step up and take advantage of an opportunity with Q Money. Be a Q Power agent with Q Money and earn income from transaction commissions. As a Q Power agent, you get free training and support, and you could also be an employer. Q Money is a solution to become successful. Be engaged. Be a Q Power agent. For more information, visit qmoney.gm or call 3100-218 or 3333-291. You can also send us an email to newagent@qmoney.gm.
Paɗigol foy mo julol tiban walla lafta kela julayan in safaro le yiruwan a chabo ben dolle bol Q Money wolle kuti ma ba sambale nan ke Q Money juloti anin Q Money la silola andi se lankan sodo ni keta Q Money juloti ibe karandila andum ise dema wokan Q Money pour alla nyatota woto mbadiŋo
ke Q Money julodi ka kuma koy soto nyin kuoto isitan na website oto www.qmoney.gm wala isen kumandi nyin telephone number to 3100218 wala yen kumandi nyin number doto 33291 isa email o fanan kinyano newagent@qmoney.gm.
Danga commencé business buga ko yokka wala danga buga door business na sa xel dal ak Q Money lenn rek leen soxla nekkal jaykati Q Power njëriñ yu mucc ayib ñu fa ak Q Money dineen la jàngal ba doo juum dineen la jàppale ba sa xel dal danga bugg a tekki fenn rek ngay jaar foofu noonu sa Q Money na jaaykati Q Power dong pour am si lu la leer dang ñoo call si 3100218 wala 3333291 wala nga gëstu ñu si www.qmoney.gm wala ba tey bul xaadi nga gëstu ñu foofu si newagent@qmoney.gm.
Want more in your bundle? At QCell, the biggest, fastest, and most reliable mobile operator, we've got you covered with Sunyu Bundle. With Sunyu Bundle, dial *303# and get the bundle of your choice. Sunyu Bundle, affordable, fast, and reliable. QCell, we innovate, others follow.
From QCell.
4G Mega Data Promo. Now!
With